Hello, Gemini. This is Summer from Tarot by Summer, and I want to welcome you to your love reading for the month of August. Gemini, I'm going to do something special for you guys for the month of August. I didn't get an opportunity to do your middle of July love reading the way that I did the other signs, but I'm going to definitely make it up to you. So you will have two for August, one for the beginning of August and one for the second half of August. So it will be you, Sagittarius, and Scorpio that will get two for August. So you will also, of course, get the general readings, which will follow. I'll start putting them up tomorrow. So definitely check back for your general reading. And I'm glad you're back. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're back, welcome back. And sit tight as we do your love reading. Anyway, Gemini, let's get you started. I prayed and I meditated over your reading as usual, and I set up a love reading for you, and I have here at the middle of the reading, which is, well, actually, I set it up. I laid the foundation of your reading, and of course, I will build upon what I have here. But for the middle of your reading, this is the heart, this is the center of your reading, like the main energy or the main idea of what you will be experiencing for at least the first half of this. And you actually have your energy, the air sign energy, which is the Six of Swords in the upright position. Okay. Over to the left, you have the King of Swords in the upright position, and you have the Hermit in the upright position. Over to the right, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Okay, we're going to start from the center. The Six of Swords shows me that you guys are moving away from something. You're moving away from a situation that has been rough for you. You're ready to move on. You're ready to take a journey into calmer waters, away from something or towards something that you find more stabilizing, something that you will find better for yourself. So this is the overall energy of it for me, and this is what it's showing me. You're ready for movement. You're ready to move on or move towards your goal in love, towards someone. It could also mean, you and your loved one, you and your mate are moving towards something, taking this journey together. But we're going to explore a little bit and see what it means. Over to the left, you have the King of Swords. This is your energy again. The King of Swords is someone who's a very serious man. This is male energy. It could be a woman as well. This could be you, Gemini, the air sign Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This could be you. You standing in your truth. You being serious about love and wanting the truth within something. Standing in your truth, wanting the truth, being true within your relationship. Some of you are dealing with another air sign, or this is you. This could be someone else, your partner, wanting the truth from this relationship. This is what I'm picking up for some of you. Some of you will be going inside, which is the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. The Hermit means going deep within inside to find the answers, to find the true meaning behind something. Going deep within, being in seclusion, away from everyone else. And then once you obtain the knowledge that you find within yourself, then you come back out and you're able to apply that knowledge to a situation. So because this is relating to love, there's some sort of truth that someone is seeking. Or you could be with a Virgo. Perhaps some of you want to move away from a situation because you found out the truth. You were seeking the truth after going deep inside, and you're ready to move on from this situation after you found out the truth. See here? This is what I'm picking up for some of you. Some of you want to move away from this King of Swords, this other air sign energy. And you have to kind of do it secretly alone, sort of like, okay, I have to get out of this situation, but it needs to be, in a way, this kind of quiet, this kind of secluded, where there's not much fanfare, just kind of, move away from the situation quietly. Let me ease out of this situation. Because that's the feeling that I'm getting. I'm feeling that you're easing out, easing away from it. That's the inner. This is what I'm picking up for some of you. Standing firm on your truth, or maybe some sort of judgment came in. I'm also picking that up. Some sort of judgment or legal case that someone has been going through. This could be a lawyer, this could be a judge that came up with a verdict, and you went deep inside. It wasn't, it didn't feel so good. You went deep inside to find some answers, to sort of recalibrate, absorb the information that you got, absorb the truth that you got. It was sort of humbling in a way, or you received a revelation from this situation and you have to move on. So some of you will be moving on from this legal situation with your significant other or your spouse, or you just need to move away from this situation quietly over here, and you're moving. This is what I'm picking up. For some of you, this is you moving on from a situation and protecting something that you have. Maybe this was a legal situation and you gotta kind of, move on and protect some assets or protect your heart. Moving on with your family and needing to protect what's left. Maybe there was some sort of divorce or heavy legal battle within a divorce or legal separation of some sort. This is what I'm picking up. And you have to start over. Maybe you have to take your child with you. And you're going to do whatever you have to do to protect your child and protect yourself from this situation, from this, from your mate or your spouse. This person could be, this King of Swords could be anybody, but maybe, someone with this sword energy. So whether that's you or your spouse, someone definitely has a very strong personality, very, I don't want to say domineering, but very stoic in stature. Someone who's, like a lawyer, like a doctor, like a high-level executive. And you need to get away from this situation and protect your assets. But it's someone, this energy over here is very, very, very strong. And I know I'm coming up with different scenarios, but that's because, this is a general reading and you can kind of flip it around the way that it works best for you. But this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot coming from this. Okay. Once you move away from this situation, this feels like you'll be doing it sometime very soon. Once you start moving away from this situation, there'll be cause for celebration. Because no matter how you do this spread, the Three of Cups is at the end. The Three of Cups are definitely at the end. So there's something, sort of tough going on here in the beginning for many of you, but then there's like a happy ending down here. So I'm kind of skipping around and looking at how the cards connect with one another. So, in Gemini, you'll be able to move on from this situation. Looks like you're already in the process. If you haven't already begun the process, then you will be starting this process in this. And you'll be ready to celebrate with the Three of Cups in the upright position. Gathering your possessions, moving on, protecting. Maybe you and your family, cause for celebration. Maybe you and your children. This could be your children. Or this could be you and your wife or husband getting out of a heavy court battle, gathering up your assets, what's left. Perhaps you lost something, and then you'll celebrate. For some of you, I'm picking up, you've been thinking for quite some time. I don't know. You've been in seclusion for maybe, this feels like a long time. 9, Hermit. Whatever you're going inside and thinking about, Gemini, you've been doing it for a while. You've been in this process of needing to move on for a while. And it looks like you've either started this process already of moving on, or you will be starting it in July. But you've been over here pondering something for a while, ready to move on and celebrate. Some of you got some sort of judgment that you were waiting on, and it caused you to be free, and you're ready to celebrate. So for some of you, this is like real happiness here. This is pure bliss. Like, yay, we can move on and celebrate and have some sort of peace and happiness. Me and my wife, me and my husband, my children and I, we can move on. Going diagonally, this is kind of like a cut and dry scenario here. Not a lot of thinking, just movement, movement of the air, like your sign, Gemini. I don't need to do too much thinking, not too many emotions. This was done. It was something that needed to be done. It was, it was coming to this. I was ready anyway. I was already packed. I was almost packed, almost ready but we just needed this answer real fast. We needed this judgment or this answer so that I could go ahead and get it together and start moving on. I was already in the process and looking for another place to stay or new property that we can close and celebrate. For some of you, you've been holding on to something too tight. You're ready to let go and move on. And you're going to do it quietly. Yeah. Gemini, I want to clarify a few cards here. So far, this looks really, really interesting. Your spread looks very interesting. I'm not sure whose energy I'm picking up, or whose story belongs to who, because this is a general reading and I'm not talking to anybody in specific unless I do a private reading for you. So let's clarify a few things, because either way, there's something good coming on from this movement in the center. There's something definitely. You guys are planning something. You're in motion to do something already. Spirit, what is the King of Swords? Why is the King of Swords here? Why is the King of Swords here, Spirit? Can you tell us about the King of Swords? What is the King of Swords here for? I've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse position. Something happened. Oh, this is coming out. This really wants to come out. This has to be a part of it. Some of you were in a position where you were left out in the cold, or you felt left out in the cold, and you're coming out of it. You're coming out of that cold feeling, but not without a tremendous loss. And this tremendous loss is your energy. Actually, the Ten of Swords in the upright position. So you've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse position. You're coming out of the cold. It looks like for some of you, maybe there's a divorce and it's you and your child moving on, coming out of the cold in the upright position. This is being in the cold, being put out in the cold in a situation, or having to leave a situation. And with this King of Swords here, just like I felt like maybe it's like a court case, or this could be the husband or wife that you need to get away from. You're coming out of the cold. You suffer tremendous loss. You won't be able to, some of you won't be able to hold on to everything that you had in this situation. But because the Ten of Swords is a 10, that's a complete ending for a new beginning. And that would make sense because, you're moving on here and you have some assets left that you're holding on to. That makes sense in this scenario. Going straight across. With the Four of Pentacles. That makes really, really good sense right here. An ending of the pain and suffering, coming out of the cold, complete ending, starting over, being able to move on with the Six of Swords, holding on to what's left and being able to rebuild because you have the Four of Pentacles. That's the beginning of a new foundation. A beginning of a new foundation with your assets, and you're holding on. Of course, if you got to start over, then you've got to be practical. I think that makes sense. Spirit, can you tell Gemini what the Hermit is here for? Why is the Hermit here? You got the Justice in reverse. This is your energy. And you got the King of Wands in reverse. The Justice in reverse is Libra. Justice in the upright is getting justice in a situation, whether it's legal or what have you, a justice in maybe something that you and your mate came together in agreement with, or maybe a decision was made about something and there was justice there between the two of you. Maybe you made the decision, or maybe you're with. This does feel like some of you were with another air sign right along this line here. And you have to go inside. Someone has to go inside because they lost in this justice case, in this case of justice, because you have the King of Swords here. This could be a lawyer, again, or this, your mate, or you, because you are definitely an air sign. But someone loses, and then you have the King of Wands in reverse. This is fire sign energy. Fire sign is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. And in the upright position, this person could be a man or woman. This person is a leader. This person is charming. This person is an entrepreneur. This person has a lot of passion with whatever it is they do. They're charismatic. They're good at building things. They have a lot of confidence. But in the reverse position in this situation, not only did justice didn't go in their favor, but someone lost the confidence, lost their ability to build and stand up, protect what they have, or what they once had, what they built. And became, or will become, sort of egotistical because they're not feeling so good. So that fiery, passionate pride that they'd normally have in the upright position will be ego in the reverse position, and probably maybe the ego that they need to kind of boost themselves up a bit. Sometimes you have to, I don't know, you have to fake it when you make it. When you're not feeling so good sometimes, and you don't feel so confident because you lost at something, or because you feel you lost at something, you have to do something to, like, egg yourself on a little bit to make yourself feel better. Yeah, I'm going to rebuild. I may not have everything now, but I'm going to rebuild. And, it wasn't that bad. I'm not the loser. The other person is the loser. I still got it. I still have everything I need. It wasn't a total loss. So sometimes you have to do that. You've got to, the confidence not be real and be false confidence, but sometimes you got to do it. Hey, I've done it. I'm a Leo. I've done it. I've had to do it at times. I lost in this situation, but deep down inside, I'm really the king, or I'm really the queen. Just wait until I get back on throne. I'm just waiting for this opportunity to get back on throne where I'm supposed to be. This person has this bravado in this position because they lost. But it's okay, because going deep down inside and being introspective is what's needed from this situation. And it's okay, Gemini, if this is you, If this is you needing to put on, little false bravado because you've lost, little false bravado until you're able to build up that true confidence of that fire sign again, of that king, until you're able to get back on your throne, then go ahead and do what you got to do because you're moving on anyway. If this is what you need to do to move on because you lost in the situation, this false bravado, go ahead and do it. Move on. Do what you have to do because you're going to have some happiness at the end. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to have some happiness. Things won't stay this way. This looks like the past, okay, or something that you're going through right now. This looks like your transition in the middle. And this is, like general across the board to the Geminis that I'm talking to at this moment. And this looks like the future. The rebuilding, laying your foundation over again. A new start at happiness, celebration. So Gemini, if you're going through this hardship, pick yourself up, move on. The energy is already there. You're ready to go for it. You're ready to move on. You're ready for some happiness. You're ready to put this pain and hurt behind you. If this is something that some of you are going through, it's going to be okay. You'll get through it. You're already in that process. Now I want to move over to the other segment, to another segment of your reading. And we're going to do it with Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels. And a new deck that I've been working with that I love so much called the Wisdom Oracle. So we'll be working with this deck as well. Spirit, what messages do you have for the love life of Gemini for the month of August? For the first half of August, what love messages do you have? What messages do you have for their love life? For the first half of August. I'm going to pick this one. Release your ex. Look at this. Okay. Release your ex. See, I was on to something. Yeah. Gemini, you guys are going to be just fine. I feel it. I feel some of you coming out of this situation. The heartache and the pain and maybe having to, move on with your children. Some of you are going to, moving on as single parents, maybe a single dad or a single mom. But it's going to be fine. You're making the right decision. I know it's painful when you have to move on. But I feel like you're ready. Love yourself first. Nice. Very, very nice. I like it. One more, Spirit. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. See? This is nice. I'm looking at it. Way to go, Gemini. Empower yourself. Pick it up, pick it up. Move on. Do what you have to do. Spirit, what messages do you have for the love life of Gemini for the first half of this? You guys deserve happiness. I guess this one. TikTok. Time is of the essence. TikTok, release your ex. This deal is dealing with time. It's time to let go. Time is of the essence to go ahead and move on. Clean it up means clean up any old baggage that you have and love yourself first. Love yourself first. Clean up the old baggage from the past. It's time to move away from this situation. Time to let him or her go. This one definitely wants to come out. And breathe. This is definitely about family matters. Some issues that some of you have been going through, some challenges in your old relationship. And it's time. The time is now. The time is now to let this go. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. TikTok. I can't make this stuff up. Gemini, see it. I can't make it up. Time to let this go. The time has come. Then you have another time card. It's time. This is confirmation that this is time. Let it go. Let it go. You will have more time coming in, going towards the future to rebuild. You'll be able to get yourself together. You'll have the time that you need to love yourself. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Once you get away from this energy, you'll be able to invest time into yourself. So you want to love yourself first and clean up this energy. Well, actually, you want to do it like this. Clean up the energy from the past, from the ex. You want to get rid of the ex. Clean up the energy here. Clean up your old baggage from the past relationship and start loving yourself again. Invest time into yourself. And you can do it. You can do it. Once you start putting that time into yourself and transforming that love energy into yourself, you'll start radiating love. I know it's hard, especially when you're coming out of something that's rough, but you will heal. You will heal. It'll take a little time. I know I keep saying the word time because I can't help but, look at time being discussed in both cards here. Time to clean house, get rid of the old, make room for the new. I feel a lot of confidence here. I feel a lot of confidence coming from this card right here. The confidence of someone rediscovering who they are. As you're in your process, this is a chance for, a new you. As you're in your process of cleaning up, this is coming. Your children, your love life is being affected by children. And that's when I mentioned that it looks like you had children in your past that the main part of your reading, and you were moving on from that situation with your kids. That's what it felt like. It didn't have children in the spread, but I could feel the energy from it. It's okay. You are going to get out of this situation. For those of you who have children, you'll be able to get out of this situation and finally breathe and rest and rejuvenate. You'll be able to move on and finally be able to do this. And this is fantastic. This is fantastic, Gemini. I think this is great. It's great. It's realistic. It certainly matches the energy from the main part of your reading. And it's telling a story. This is fantastic. I can't wait to do your reading again in the middle of this. I want to see what's going on, how far you've gotten since you're getting 2 for the month of this. Another thing, for those of you who have children and you're getting away from this past situation, try not to feel like children got in the way. And this is a message that's coming. This will be for a very small few of you, but I feel like somebody I feel like someone feels that the children got in the way of the relationship. Please don't feel that way. Whatever went on between you and your mate, you and your spouse, the children are innocent to the situation. They have been a catalyst in a court battle or in your relationship period going back and forth, like pawns to try to hurt each other. You know, sometimes that happens. Children get caught up in between, but they're innocent to the situation. And if they are being used to come, to cause more, pain or strife or to try to get back at the other person, please don't do that. If that's something that you're doing, Gemini, or if your spouse or your ex is doing that, talk to them, let them know how you feel about that, because it's not fair to the kids. Definitely work on this. Maybe spend some time with your children, as you're going through this, reinforcing your love for your children, letting them know that you love them. Do something relaxing with them. You two, you and your children have an opportunity to breathe and get away from this. But it looks good. It looks good. It feels good. It feels like you're on your way, Gemini. And I'm going to conclude this reading right here. We'll have more coming in the middle of this. And I'm going to wrap this up now. If you like this reading, Gemini, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends. If you need more insight, if you need something that's more personal, then I would definitely recommend booking a personal reading with me. It'll be a video reading, much like what you're seeing here. And it'll be, it'll be paid. It'll be a paid video reading. I will, you can send me an email and I will send you, the details for how to get booked and how to set up for it, the payment process and so forth. Real easy, nothing too complicated, but we will definitely discuss that if you need further information, further insight into your unique personal story without having to deal with all of the energies of everyone else. I will solely concentrate on you and what's going on in your life and your love situations. So again, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, share, and email me for private reading. Thank you so much, Gemini, for your support, and I look forward to doing your general reading starting tomorrow. Take care and have a great evening.